Let's be honest. Most guys have no idea what goes on in a woman's mind after a breakup. You think she moves on, blocks you, dates someone new, and that's it. But that's not how it works. A lot of women keep thinking about their ex long after things end, sometimes for months, sometimes for years, and it's not always because of love. The real reasons are psychological, emotional, and if you understand them, you'll understand why some men stick in a woman's head, while others are forgotten almost instantly. Here's the truth. People don't always remember what you said. They don't remember every date, every little conversation, but they do remember how they felt when they were with you. That's what sticks. For a lot of women, a relationship isn't just a list of logical pros and cons. It's about emotional states, how you made her feel, safe, excited, desired, calm, seen. Those emotional states get burned into memory, and later when she's alone at night or something reminds her of you, a song, a place, a random phrase, her brain automatically replays those feelings. She's not necessarily missing you as a person. She's missing the feeling that came with being around you. This is why guys who are grounded, calm, and real leave deeper marks than guys who try too hard. When you show up with real presence, you create emotional impact without even trying. But when everything you do screams, "I'm trying to impress you," it doesn't stick. There's another big factor most men don't think about: unfinished psychological loops. Human brains hate open endings. We crave closure. That's why people obsess over texts that end awkwardly or situations that never got fully explained. When a relationship ends without real closure, like when a guy suddenly pulls away with no explanation, or there's tension that never got resolved, her mind keeps spinning the same loop. Why did he stop reaching out? What did that last moment mean? Was it me? Was it him? Even if she knows the relationship is done, the emotional loop stays open. That's why months later, one small thing can bring it all back. A message, a memory, a coincidence. And suddenly the emotions come rushing in. Not because she wants to get back together, but because her brain never finished the story. Here's what's powerful. When a man ends things with clarity and emotional control, he actually leaves a stronger imprint than the guy who blows up, begs, or ghosts. If you can be calm, honest, and firm at the end, you close the loop for yourself. But you often leave it open for her because she's not used to that kind of emotional control. Most guys panic or disappear. Few stay centered, and that difference is unforgettable. There's another psychological layer that's less about you and more about her. Sometimes a woman doesn't miss the man himself. She misses the version of herself that existed when she was with him. When she looks back, she remembers how she felt during that time of her life. Maybe she felt beautiful, desired, young, adventurous. Maybe she was emotionally invested in a way she hasn't been since. All those experiences get tied to you in her memory. So even if you weren't the perfect boyfriend, you become part of a core emotional chapter in her life, and future guys get compared to that chapter, often without her realizing it. Here's the key. When you're the kind of man who lives with purpose, stays grounded, and carries yourself with quiet confidence, you naturally become a reference point in her mind. She doesn't compare you to other guys. She compares other guys to you. You're the one who made her feel something unique. You're the one who didn't lose control at the end. You're the one who stayed composed. And that's very hard to forget. Now let's talk about modern dating. Everything today is fast, loud, and surface level. Social media, texting, swiping, everyone's performing. But the men who stand out are the ones who move differently. They're not chasing, they're not over-explaining, they're not begging for attention. They know how to step back without resentment. When a man pulls away from a place of self-respect, not bitterness, it creates something rare. Silence with weight. She doesn't experience it as just, he's gone. She experiences it as a vacuum, and that vacuum pulls her attention back toward him. She starts wondering, why isn't he chasing? Why is he so calm? Why does his silence feel heavier than other guys' words? That's not manipulation. It's simply what happens when someone acts from discipline, not desperation. When a man doesn't react emotionally to losing control, it forces the other person's brain to do the work. It makes her feel the absence in a way that's not common in today's dating culture. So when you hear a woman say, "I can't forget him," it's usually not because he was some perfect soulmate. It's because he triggered deep emotional experiences, he left loops open in her mind, or he became part of her identity during a meaningful period. The men she forgets are the ones who gave nothing to remember. The men she remembers are the ones who made her feel something real and stayed composed when it ended. Here's what's important for you. You don't need to manipulate anyone. You don't need to chase or prove anything. Just show up with real presence. Be honest. Be emotionally disciplined. And when things end them clearly and calmly. That's what creates lasting impact. If she keeps thinking about you long after it's over, it's not about tricks or mystery. It's about the emotional imprint you left. It's about how you made her feel and how different that felt from the average man. You don't have to be the loudest guy, the funniest guy, or the smoothest talker. You just have to be real, centered, and unshakable. That's the man women struggle to forget. Not the guy playing games. Not the one trying too hard. The one who moves through the world with quiet strength. So if she still thinks about you, it's probably not because of who you were to her. It's because of who she was when she was with you. You weren't just a guy she dated, you were a turning point. And turning points stick.